Hello everybody, my name is Andrew Rafferty and this is my video for Module 2's practice, the soil runoff. Let's see if alrighty. So, just taking a look at the engineering design process. So what I really focused on for this section was the identifying and researching a need. This is something that my wife and I have been dealing with, and I'll show you some pictures in a little bit, but runoff has been something that we have to manage on our property. Like for the past couple months, I've been watching videos trying to develop possible solutions for this, and it was kind of right in line with what like the background information taught us. So like grass does a really good job of containing soil, making sure it stays there and doesn't run off. So I did build a prototype a little bit different than what the example was, tested and evaluated it, and then maybe look at some possible solutions. So taking a look at how this affects us. So all three of these pictures are pictures of the same side of our driveway. The part close to the street has grass here, and you can see how we haven't had much of a problem with any of the driveway falling off. Now this is all before we bought the house. Now, if you look at like the middle and the back part where they had just dirt and it was like a bunch of weeds, there wasn't anything holding that dirt together, and it was running off, and that was causing the driveway to break off. So you can see there was actually probably several inches of driveway here that broke off over time. So us and our neighbors have been kind of talking about, so what are we going to do? They obviously want their yard to look nicer. I don't want my driveway to fall off. Now they volunteer to kind of take charge on this, which is great because that helps us financially. We have other projects to work on. But one of the easiest things to do, and what we've been thinking about doing, is just adding dirt until we get up to that level and putting down grass. They're leaning towards a retaining wall, which again would be really cool, much more expensive, and you have to figure out the physics and engineering behind that as well, because that retaining wall would have to support all the weight from this hill and the driveway pushing against it. But yeah, this is a pretty cool real life example of the difference between grass and just soil. Another YouTube series I've been watching a lot is called the 5 Acre Pond Build. It's by Bama Bass, and where he had a lot of trouble is this is like the overflow runoff area, and he just could not get grass to grow here. So he tried some like hydro seeding and other methods because they don't want this back is holding the whole pond up, and if continuous storms, and down in Alabama they either have no rain or they have crazy storms, so it would just wash everything away. So I didn't use plastic bottles, mostly because my dog steals all of our plastic bottles. They're his favorite toys. So I used some of my wife's potting gear, and you can see how there's holes on the side, and then I just kind of poured from it as well. Didn't work as well as I think the bottles would have, but definitely this supported our hypothesis that the grass would hold together much better than the dirt did. We had much clearer water from that. So then just some other ideas to help us with our driveway situation. Grass on the hill would probably be the best, as well as for not just support but for costs. Could put in a garden there, but then there's not as much of a root structure holding it together. Retaining wall would be pretty expensive, and same thing with trees, so I'm thinking grass is probably the right way to go. It was nice to see that this little experiment was able to confirm those. So that's my project. Goodbye.